Good morning, friends, neighbors, countrymen, and barrel-chested freedom fighters from all around the world. I got the old paratrooper here again, and I am going to talk about the raid on Mar-a-lago. Wow, what a foobar. It makes me think sometimes there must be some secret Trump operatives in DOJ and the FBI. And why do I say that? Now, all the folks on the left in Hollywood, they're like, yeah, we're going to get the orange man now. And we're going to nail his hide to the barn door, when they have yet to do it. And they have been trying for 7, 8 years to get rid of this man. And it's not going to happen. We did cross the Rubicon with this raid on Mar-a-Lago. In the past, U.S. presidents have always been kind of sacred, for lack of a better term. Once they were out of office, you just left them alone, no matter what they did. Richard Nixon, of course, he was pardoned after Watergate, but nobody ever really went after him or tried to come up with other stuff to go after him. But then again, he was not going to run for re-election again. But same with Bill Clinton and his many scandals. Nobody came after him. And that protection was kind of extended to Hillary, because she was a first lady and possibly a witch, but that's just my opinion. Barack Obama had a lot of scandals. George Bush had some scandals. Every president has some scandals. But Donald Trump, they have just kept coming and coming and coming, and he keeps beating them. It's just horrible. But on the bright side, Nancy Pelosi did state the other day that no one is above the law, which is should be terrifying for her. What with all the scandals she's got? I mean, not just her drunken husband. He's not an ex-husband, but he is notorious for making perfect stock buys right before legislation is passed. And her son, Paul Pelosi Jr., he's like Hunter Biden without the porn channel. So she should not be too hot on the FBI and DOJ coming after high-ranking politicians who've left office. And of course, Hillary has had so many scandals, and she's just laughing about this raid on Mar-a-Lago. It's like, yeah, if anyone would be quiet, I would be Hillary. So we've set a precedent. It's a precedent that has never been broken. And now it's going to open up a whole lot of cans of worms for them when the election cycle turns and Republicans are in charge. And honestly, I think the president of El Salvador said it best. If I did, I can't remember exactly what the exact quote was, but I saw it. It was basically, he was saying, if I raided the home of the person who was going to run against me as president, the USA would be sanctioning me. But we did it to ourselves this time. It's also a very bad look for the Department of Justice and the FBI specifically. They're kind of getting the reputation. They've gained the reputation. It went from being a highly regarded law enforcement agency to being a secret police, or quasi-secret police, operating on political whims. And FBI has a lot of history of being used and abused by politicians. For example, Martin Luther King in the 60s, they spied on him, attempting to compromise him. Waco, Randy Weaver, quite a bit of stuff. But here's the thing. There's all this bad stuff that everybody remembers, but there's a lot of good stuff they do as well, which nobody thinks about. So you have a highly politicized leadership at DOJ and FBI who are dragging these entire organizations down into the mud. I have a friend of mine. He's an FBI agent. I know several of them, and retired FBI agents as well. And what he does, he basically tracks down child pornographers. That's his job. And we had this conversation a couple of years ago. He was like, people don't want to talk to me because I'm an FBI agent now. This politicized FBI makes it harder for me my job to go out there and catch bad guys. So at some point in the very near future, the FBI is going to have its wings cut, or at least trimmed, to where they do not have as much power, and there's going to have to be a whole lot of people fired from that organization because they're really dragging it down. And same with DOJ. Same thing. These organizations have to be apolitical. They cannot be allowed to become a secret police used for the whims of whoever happens to be in office at the time. But I made the crack about secret Donald Trump supporters in DOJ and FBI. And it sure must be, because whoever authorized this raid, they have energized the MAGA movement. They have brought Republicans and independents together. We're looking, even some Democrats are talking about how this is a bad precedent to set. And politically, and I can't help but think this whole thing is about politics, it was a dumb move. You're taking a man who loves publicity, whether it's good or bad, and giving him more publicity, and you're firing him up. He likes Donald Trump. One thing I like about Donald Trump, he's not afraid to fight. Hell, I think he likes to fight, and he's pretty good at it. Despite all the academics and Hollywood people calling him stupid. Well, guess what? You people have been coming at him for 8 years. He's still here. So there you go. And the bottom line up front, Donald Trump is all the Democrats really have to run on, being the anti-Donald Trump, because the economy's in a shambles, the border's wide open, we have supply chain issues, foreign policy-wise, we're a freaking laughingstock. I mean, outside of killing al-Zawahiri the other day, there's really nothing that the Biden administration can toot its horn about. I mean, there's nothing. And I've looked, and I can't find anything. I mean, they're bragging about, inflation's only 9%. It hasn't went up last month. Utter failures and incompetence. So, there you go, folks. Watch your six and continue to train. If you like what I talk about, please comment, like, or subscribe. And God bless America, and I'll see you next time.